Hi, darling.
Hello.
Oh, had a little bit of a palaver this morning, haven't we?
We did. Dramatic last minute equipment change. One of our microphones broke.
Had to quickly run to your parents' house. Fortunately, your dad has recording equipment, so we were able to negotiate a switch.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Because we've got a lot to talk about.
We were really talking about how much we were lazing about today and taking our time to record.
Don't tell them that bit.
Oh, sorry. And then now suddenly we're like, oh God, we've got no time. We've got to hurry up. But before we get into it, just want to give a shout out to all of our patrons. We've got so many new patrons who are all over there ready to listen to us get into the celebrity traitors. So if you want to join them, get your asses over to patreon.com/watchingtellypod. And another thing about our Patreon, it enables us to kind of financially bolster the podcast, and just to let you know that we record, edit, plan, do all of this ourselves. We do, and it takes a lot of effort. So
on top of our jobs,
on top of our full-time jobs,
because we love it,
and we do love it, and it's really nice to have that little community over on Patreon who are supporting us like financially with that £3 a month. But it makes a big difference.
Yeah, we appreciate it so much. And even if you only want to sign up just for while Traitors is on, and then quit, no judgment,
judgment at all.
But I know you're all loving Traitors, so you know you want to.
Let's get into MAFS.
Let's do it. We're going to discuss up until we've watched the most recent dinner party, basically.
Yes, the most recent dinner party.
So that's where we're up to.
Yeah.
And we were getting a little bit like, oh, come on, fed up with the new couples. And then the end of this past week started to get quite exciting, I think.
A little bit juicy.
I mean, it's that horrible stage where it's like, who actually likes each other? We've got David and Kia, and apart from that,
no one.
We're all fucked.
So should we talk about the fact that Sarah and Dean have left the experiment? Thank God. They had to really usher them out, didn't they? Come on.
They actually really did. It made me think that they had started to get concerned from a welfare point of view for his like self-esteem, and probably they've done her a favour as well, because the longer she was going to be in it, the more hate she was going to get online. And like I kind of ended up feeling bad for both of them, but
definitely
she really did need a shove to just,
I don't know if it's going to come. Yes,
you
do.
What are you hanging around for?
I don't know. It was really weird.
It was mean.
Weird. It was mean to hang around that long.
Yeah, it was mean to hang around that long. And then on the flip side, it was kind of bizarre seeing Dean not seem to understand the concept of what a spark is. She kept being like, well, do you have a spark with me? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, what does a spark mean to you? And he was like, well, no. And it's like,
I don't know. And I'm not, I'm sure she is a lovely girl, but like we saw nothing that showed her good side in front of him. Yeah. So I'm like, what was he seeing? Because
what would you be attached to?
I don't know
about
what it
being
was
treated like that.
She just looked sad all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't even laugh at his jokes. Didn't like it when he touched her. It's weird for him to keep pursuing it.
It is, and it would be more off-putting to be like, why are you so fine with this? Which is terrible. And I think that's in the end what they wanted to kind of instill in him, almost by force, a sense of like, my self-esteem is worth more than just like, I'll just go out with you, please, person. Like, yes. And it was nice when Mel said about Dean's friend, that's a really good friend.
What's your friend's name? He's a very good friend.
I think Steve's a really good friend. And it's true, he was really sweet. He was like, Dean's one of the most charismatic people I know.
Yeah.
Like, and just told him the truth in a non-nasty way that you're wonderful, but she's not interested in you.
Yeah.
Cut it now. So bloody, by hook or by crook, they got them out.
And it took a lot of brutality.
Yeah.
But they got there in the end.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Speaking of brutality, should we talk about Julia-Ruth and Devani? Should we just get into them? Because
let's just get into it.
That's the most kind of pressing
and
drama at the forefront of my mind.
It's also comparable because you could think the same about
Yes.
Devani. Like, what are you liking about her week after week when she's just looks like she hates you, but the difference is, as we've discovered, that there's other stuff going on behind closed doors that certainly wasn't happening with Sarah and Dean.
Yeah.
Because it was funny because we'd on the in-laws or whatever week, we'd noticed Julia-Ruth had said that weird thing to her best friends when they were like, and how's the intimacy? And she'd said, well, all my boxes are staying under the bed, let's just put it that way, or something. We were like, what does that mean? That means you are having sex but you're not getting your toys out?
Yeah.
Because usually people would be like, well, my vibrator's getting a lot of action.
Yeah,
so it
but
was like a reverse of that, but then quite confusing, and we were like, what?
She says a lot of things that don't make sense.
Yeah.
So including, what was it? Lambs to, like, sacrificial lambs being thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, I can only do one at a time. Please. There's too many things.
Smacked by idioms.
Yeah. I don't even know what any of them mean, and hearing two at once is too much.
I feel for her because, as you said, it seems like she's experienced some trauma in her life, and that's leading her decisions.
And it's annoying that if the situations are comparable to Sarah and Dean, then why is Julia-Ruth copping so much more shit than Sarah did in the group? Because I guess the whole thing is that they're like, she lied to us, which I'm like, yeah, it is stupid and weird, but like, you don't need to hate her this much.
But Sarah did get real bollocking from Paul for being nasty.
But why not? But my point is, like, why not from the group?
Is that because Dean was a more acceptable scapegoat? Like, is that just an ugly truth about unconscious bias against fat people again?
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I'm doing I'm maybe pushing towards an unconscious bias against people of colour as well.
I see what you're saying, but I think I was going to say I feel for her, but it doesn't mean that what she's doing isn't nasty. I think even though it's acting out of the fact that she's like living a life that she's not, she said, I wasn't even admitting it to myself. Like, that's a little bit worrying that she's speaking one thing and living a completely different thing. And like, as Charlene said, like, they could have just said, I don't want to talk about intimacy, but they actually said, no, we're not, I'm just not there yet. And
like everyone said, she was saying Devani isn't like giving that to her, and and he's not providing things to her, and it's like, he is, but literally it seems like you were saying you think that maybe the height, Devani's height is a status symbol.
Yeah.
And the fact that he isn't tall means that she doesn't have the level of status in a relationship that she desires.
She's thinking about how other people will perceive her being with him.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she is, like, the fact that she can never answer whether she's attracted to him. Like, maybe she is attracted to him, but she's embarrassed to be seen to have a shorter boyfriend, which is humiliating the way that she's been talking about him. Like, they could have said, we're warming up to each other, we're not there yet, but it's like, he's there but I'm just not there, and it's like, you've been doing it the whole time.
You've been having sex,
and then everyone saying, well, you're not getting any in the group, and him having to sit there. It is really humiliating. And then the way
it's really sad that she has done this, like, has felt the need to say that we haven't had sex, and let him look like a mug, as everyone's saying, just because she doesn't want to. And like, I do understand, like, there's a level of like intimacy that you don't talk about, but why are you even on this TV show then?
Yeah, and why did you make this whole big thing of, he put sex last on the list, and it's really important to me.
Yeah, and
like,
if
he was
if
like
it's so
a kind
important
of,
to you, he's doing it with you. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
It's worrying. Yeah, I think either she does fancy him but she's embarrassed to admit it, or she doesn't fancy him, but in a kind of Fleabag-esque way, she has maybe just responded to his fancying her and is just sleeping with her in a kind of in denial way, and doesn't want to admit that to herself and other people.
That it feels good to be like desired.
Yeah, or that I don't know. It's complicated. And I think it's made more complicated by the fact that he has a bad argument style.
Yeah.
He kind of goes straight to, like, because he's feeling like unmanned by her in the group, then the only time he kind of brings out that side is when he's arguing and suddenly he's being quite like nasty about it, rather than ever just saying, I feel hurt, like I'm sad, you've made me feel sad because of this. It's like gets a little bit heated, and so does she.
Yeah.
So they communicate about it terribly.
They do. And interestingly, I think they have really similar style of argument and like behaving to Stephen and Nellie. So she's acting like Stephen in the way that she's like, I want to keep it all private.
Yeah.
But you know, Devani has problems, and like Stephen's like, well, Nellie has problems.
And then Nellie and Devani are both like just changing themselves and doing whatever needs to be done
to like make it all fine.
Because of course.
And she fancies Stephen.
She fancies Stephen.
Which is literally just because he's tall.
How could you? Yeah.
It has to be only that. Because she was so annoyed at him about the Raya thing. They had a big fight. She was defending Nellie, and then suddenly...
Maybe it was sexual tension.
Maybe. Suddenly she fancies him.
Yeah, that's weird.
And also he's behaved really badly, like by throwing his glass and like getting grumpy, getting angry. And I'm like, those are the things you don't like about Devani, and you said you can't be with someone who shouts. Then why do you want to be with
you wanted to be
Stephen?
With someone fun and like ebullient. That is not Stephen.
He's just tall. I think that's literally it.
Just tall. And it's one thing saying it's not looking good, because she said at the dinner party, for some reason decided to admit in front of everyone that she fancied Stephen and
crazy.
Name him. And then at the retreat, she said she would marry Stephen in Shag, Marry, Kill.
Yeah.
If she'd done Shag and Fancy, it would have been better than Marry and Fancy, because Marry and Fancy adds up to a whole ding dong. Do you know what I mean? It's not just
they're kissing.
Maybe. I think they're flirting.
Oh God.
He looked shifty.
Yeah, especially when Nellie was asking, has she ever flirted with you?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Well, oh God, it's so painful.
I think those producers are going to be pushing as hard as they can for them to have a affair now.
Oh God. And so David is quite hurt by this, because
that was really interesting.
Julia-Ruth has, made it her mission to become best friends with the boys, gay guys, and she's betrayed them.
Yeah.
Quite badly, and it's made Kia very defensive of David.
Yeah.
Maybe to a fault.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too far. But I thought David was brilliant in the way that he was like comforting / confronting her,
saying like, we've had so many conversations in private,
like really not letting her squiggle away from it, and she was trying to kind of bamboozle him.
Well, she did, because she just started crying.
Yeah, she did, but I think he's not, deep down he's not buying it. Like, you can't go and use people as your, like, confide in them. It was fine if they didn't have an intimacy, but they'd had this kind of false intimacy where she was just presenting a different facade of her life that isn't real. It's weird.
And then David also did point out that Julia-Ruth was deflecting her problems onto Leigh and Leah, which just wasn't landing or going anywhere. I do think Leigh does get a bit aggressively involved where she's not welcome.
She goes in a bit hard, but I have been liking her a bit more, because I've noticed that at the retreats or whatever it was called, the two lesbians were confronting the men in the situation. Like Leigh was confronting Stephen out of the whole group, because she just didn't really give a shit. And like I just noticed that it was both of them that felt able to confront the men, and I enjoyed that.
Who was Leah confronting?
I can't remember. Who would it have been?
Would it have been Devani?
It might have been Devani. Yeah, it might have been like pushing on the fact. It might have been the other way around anyway.
Oh God, I can't remember.
Anyway, I just like that they both feel kind of free of the like male gaze restriction of what they should be doing all the time. Yeah. But yeah, when it came to Leigh versus Julia-Ruth, it was a bit intense. And Julia-Ruth was also intense back. Being like, she's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, so she didn't even say anything to her. She called her a stupid bitch when she was just saying like, she was obviously being a bit...
She was poking at her.
Stirring the pot by saying like, we're going to be truthful, but calling her a stupid bitch was a bit uncalled for, I think.
It was.
And then she was like, you seriously need to watch it, because what she kept saying, you keep running your mouth.
Yeah.
Keep running your mouth. I was like, what are you talking about, girl?
Yeah, it's kind of threats. It's weird, isn't it?
Empty threats. What do you think about the 15 minutes of fame
accusation?
Yeah.
I mean, all of them must have some like they're
I think
like
a lot of
they
them
know
do.
they're going on the telly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's very fair to necessarily use that as a criticism.
Yeah.
But I think there's more complicated personal psychological reasons as to why she's kind of in denial about what's going on in her relationship.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't think it's just like, I'm going to
be on the telly for a bit longer.
Otherwise you could pretend to be really in love, you know. It's not like...
Yeah.
It's weird.
God, that's so... makes me feel a bit weird.
I know.
So, speaking of more couples that are just crumbling, you want to talk about Maeve and Joe?
You were right.
Did I say it on the podcast?
I think so, but...
I've had my suspicions about Joe, and I kind of... Yeah, I did know this would happen, and I didn't want it to happen, but it's happened.
Oh...
He now suddenly doesn't love her.
Why did he say... He didn't have to say it at all.
No, he really didn't have to say it.
Why did you say it in the first place?
And then the more he's realised she's more of a well-rounded person than the closed-off, quiet person in the apartment with him, he's suddenly been like, oh, is it that thing of like when men realise that women are, like
real go to the loo and get sad and stuff, get hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he apparently said he had a Ashley and Grace-esque moment where he apparently told her to go and have a sunbed and get her nails done. And
oh God, yeah.
I'm sorry. So because that's where the drama started kind of bubbling up, because she was upset about that, which I'm glad she immediately brought to the group.
Yeah.
And then he was very, very good at putting on an innocent face and just being like, I just wanted her to do something nice for herself. And, I just said, go and get sunbed. It's just so funny being like that. Getting a sunbed and getting your nails done is not the same as having a massage and like having a nice green smoothie.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not the same. It's not objectively doing anything beneficial to you. In fact, it's really bad for you going on a sunbed.
And also getting your nails done. I don't know why everyone does it, because I'm sorry, because I know a lot of our listeners will go and get our nails done, but I think we all need to have a think about this. It makes your nails worse underneath, and then you also have to go like every fucking 3 weeks or something. That's absurd to me.
Yeah, well, in my lesbian brain, I'd convinced myself that this was like a trap that women had convinced themselves that they needed to keep doing all the time, and that men weren't actually noticing.
Yes.
But it keeps coming up now, coming from men, that they're talking about nails.
I feel like it didn't used to be a thing.
No.
And I think also because you can go and get a manicure or a pedicure and like get your cuticles tidied up, all of those things, without getting like long fake nails put on.
Yeah.
That you can see when they grow, so then it looks like you're grotty or something, even though you're not. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can use that. Those things could be relaxing potentially. Not a sunbed. I agree with that. Sunbed
not relaxing.
That's just
not
bad.
good.
You're just saying go get some cancer.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that it can't be nice to have those ritualistic things if you're choosing them yourself.
Yeah, but if you're doing them because men, I can't believe that Grace, for example, gets her nails done. That just shows me how far this.
It's so ubiquitous.
I don't believe it. You're all pretending. No one likes them that much.
I think you said something like, "Oh well, what." I'm a different... what did you say?
I don't know.
I'm a different gender. If like that's what defines being a woman.
I feel like you and I are a different gender entirely. If even Grace is getting her nails done like that.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my God, I used to date men. Like, what the hell would these men think that I am if I don't do any of those things? I don't do any of those things.
Permanent fanny wax. It's permanent nails done. It's permanent eyelashes.
I couldn't afford it. No wonder everyone's desperate to get married, because you
need to
get
combine
paid
some
for
income.
I could not afford to do that. It's crazy.
We don't spend any money on those kind of things, and we haven't even bought clothes for a year.
No,
and we don't have any money. We have gone on holiday a few times.
It's just different ways of
prioritizing.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think that you would have to count that into what you have to put aside, and the time of it.
I know
the time.
I do think it's an oppressive structure.
Yeah,
a thing to distract women. Like, if men are looking at your nails and see that your acrylics have grown out and they're saying you need to go and get your nails done, like,
how am I supposed to do the gardening?
Shaming women for their nails growing out a bit? I just think in the past 10 years, and it's making me feel old, okay? But in the past 10 years, maybe with the rise of fascism, sorry, I'm calling this fascism. I'm calling having to get your nails done fascism. With the rise of like fascism, the rise of like tradwifery, all of these things, there's even more things that women have to keep up with. And I feel like 10 years ago, people would say, I shave my legs because I like the feel of it.
Yeah.
Fine. But then when you're getting to the point where you I get Botox, I get fake eyelashes, I laser my fanny hair, I get lip fillers,
eyebrows done.
I get my eyebrows done, I get my nails. Are you joking me?
It's crazy.
That's the longest list I've ever heard.
And then he's complaining about her not wanting to go and get a coffee in the morning. She's probably fucking knackered from the 10 procedures she's had to do the day before to make him still fancy her.
Also, why is he complaining about her going and having a coffee? Ask her to come for a coffee with you then.
Yeah.
That was a weird one that he pulled out of his arse. And also him getting annoyed at her for getting angry. Of course she's angry.
Yeah.
He fucked off and expected her to just wait, and then gave her no explanation. Of course she's going to be angry.
She was also really lovely to him. Like, she flew off the handle in that eventual conversation, yes. But she was very lovely to him on the phone, like when he just took off.
Yeah, I think it's totally justified that she flew off at the handle at him. And I don't even think she flew off as much as she could, because you could see her seething, and I could see like her anger, her trying to hold back her anger in those moments.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I find it frustrating. I feel like he is using her. He keeps saying she goes from 0 to 100, she goes from 0 to 100, and he's pushed her to go from 0 to 100 so that he has an excuse to run away.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've gone off on a tangent and gone a bit doolally crazy.
No, I agree. And I was so fuming seeing him and Ashley have that conversation where he was just like, I love her in a way. It's like, well, think about that before you fucking say it on TV then.
Yeah.
You bellend.
Also, I just want to say, if you get your nails done and get all of those, if you do all of those things and you like doing it, that's absolutely fine, and you like how you look. I'm just saying it's interesting that bar has gotten so much higher for women to, like, we just have to do so much to ourselves.
It's now caused two of these couples to have massive arguments because the men are noticing their fucking nails.
It's weird.
That's weird.
And it's not like they're dirty underneath,
no.
In which case I'd say maybe you do need to get your nails done.
Brush your teeth.
No.
Jesus.
I'm
fed up with it.
Yeah, it just is a bit frustrating, and I don't want to, like, what's the word? Ostracize anyone for, like, doing the things that they like, and if it makes them feel good, that's lovely. But I'm just being facetious.
Hyperbolic.
That's right.
Well, I don't know. You know, we're not. Yeah, I'm not blaming anyone for wanting to do any of those things. You just sometimes need to look at why. Is
it for you really, truly, or are you and I just in our 30s?
Because like 200 years ago, you had to remove a rib so that your corset could be tight enough, and people wore funny blue powder in their hair, like,
or you'd bind your feet so that your feet are tiny.
Yeah, sometimes things aren't just because they feel really nice to do.
Yeah. And I tell you what, when I last had my nails done, it wasn't a nice experience.
Oh God,
she filed my cuticle. It really hurt.
That was bad.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, can we go on to a nice situation?
Who?
Rebecca and Bailey.
Oh, Rebecca and Bailey.
We like Bailey now. Sorry, Bailey, for saying some mean things about you at the start, and Rebecca, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, we weren't the kindest.
Okay, I know why you really started liking Bailey this week.
Why?
Because it was revealed that he takes a mini sewing machine around with him to adjust his own t-shirts.
I love that. That's gender affirming care. I respect it. He wanted because he said it makes his muscles look bigger. That's why he does it. I love that.
Yeah, I love that. That's so
cool.
Cute.
And also, she didn't find that cringe. She quite liked it, even though they had an argument about it. But she said she only had an argument with him about it because he took too long to get ready, because he was using a mini sewing machine to adjust his t-shirts.
It's really cute.
I love that.
He's also seems sensitive when he's like responding to other people's conflicts and like asking people about their week.
He seems quite emotionally mature.
Yes, he asks intelligent questions, and I think the way in which he's concerned for Devani and how he's approaching it with Devani is nice.
It's not in a way that's to cause drama like it is with Leigh.
He's just being like, mate, come on, like this isn't looking great.
Yeah.
He's, which I like. They had their first big argument, and I was just really impressed with how they resolved it. It was kind of funny at first because she was being like, you were like talking in a weird tone of voice and moving away from me, and he was like, it's because we were having an argument.
That was such a good point. I've never seen you like that before, so I had to leave. And it's like, yeah, because you annoyed him. And also you didn't even, I don't even think he knew what she said, which we noted at the time because it was pretty bad. So they had an argument because initially they had discussed that they wouldn't say who they fancied in another couple because it's disrespectful to one another. I get that.
Yeah.
She said her type was lighter eyes, lighter hair, lighter features, and her boyfriend is mixed race. That's pretty dodgy.
A little bit dodge there.
I didn't like that.
Lighter features. That was weird.
That was weird.
He didn't even know about that.
He didn't even know about that detail.
He was annoyed that she had said that. It seemed like an argument that needed to happen, and how he was really good at this argument in comparison to Devani, say. He really quickly used quite emotive words, which is something that Ashley and Grace are fucking awful at as well. They never say like, I'm sad about this, I feel rejected about this. It's always like point scoring, as Mel said. And he was just like, I felt sad because we made this promise and you broke it. And then she kind of managed to then say that she felt sad because she was worried she'd burst the love bubble, and then they had a lovely hug and
they said they don't want to fight, and
it was really sweet. And then I thought, they've actually got real potential, these two.
And I think they took time apart from each other, which maybe they had to do because it was the first time they had an argument. But I think in the future they might be able to only take 10 minutes away from one another and then come back and be able to resolve it. I think we really respected their way of dealing with an argument.
Yes, we did. Who else do we want to talk about?
Well, go on.
Stephen threw the glass like a big baby.
He's such a big baby. I don't even really want to give him much time.
I don't want to linger on him.
I guess the one thing we could talk about with regards to Nelly, and I've seen Nelly, Leah, and now Joe all wear these funny long john button tops.
Yeah.
What the hell is everyone wearing? You look like you're a Victorian child. They all look like Scrooge.
It looks very comfy.
Yeah, it looks comfy and I like it.
But very odd.
Strange. What's going on?
Strange, thin
long johns.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is everyone wearing that? Is that a thing? Is that a fashion thing we've missed?
Like a collarless kind of cheap cotton buttoned up weird
with matching
top.
Bottoms sometimes.
Very strange. Nelly, you've got to work your way out of this one.
I feel bad for her because she's really nice and sweet.
Yeah.
They seem to be getting on at the moment, but Christ knows that's not going to last.
Yeah. Love and hate week.
Oh, for God's sake, I can't believe it. Sorry, we didn't even say it was love and hate week because I'm just obviously you guys know that we think that's dumb. Like obviously you shouldn't have love and hate week. That's horrible.
Yeah. That is horrible. And she said, I hate it that you don't like me as much as I like you. And he was like, yeah, well, I don't.
Well, that's true. So, and then apparently that made them better.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
We touched briefly on Leah and Leigh, didn't we? But I liked their date on the boat.
That was I thought it was quite romantic.
Leah was taking charge in a way that I think Leigh will enjoy.
I think that's what they needed. And Leigh needed to learn how to just kind of surrender into it because I think she wants that, but couldn't accept it from Leah.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think she's learning to.
Some very interesting outfits from Leah this week.
Yeah.
Star Wars earring.
Yeah.
Those earrings.
Yep.
What was going on there?
Don't know. Looked weird.
They were both wearing very yonic outfits at the dinner party, I would say. Which made me think they're feeling a bit more romantic.
Yeah. They're dressing up as each other's genitals.
Yep.
And that's that.
That's that.
Oh, gosh.
The other lovebirds,
who?
David and Kia. Went to the otter sanctuary.
Oh, that was really cute. David was so excited. It was lovely.
It was really cute. And I thought it was interesting that Kia said that like his only complaint is that David gives...
Why are you calling it? You've called him David twice. It's called David.
Oh, wrong. Names just go wrong in my brain. I thought it was interesting that Kia said that David gives too much of himself to everybody else and not the relationship, because then we soon saw the dynamic with Julia-Ruth, and it made me think Julia-Ruth was kind of like leeching his devotion.
Attention, yeah.
And
devotion, yeah, that's a good word.
I mean, David oh my god, Kia and David are bloody pulled all over the shop at the dinner parties, aren't they?
I know.
Here, there and everywhere, looking after every single inside every single drama, looking after every single crying
girl.
lady.
It's every single crying lady. And they also let them come in late every single time, which I'm like, let them in early. They've got to do their work straight in.
Exactly, but maybe they're having some nice little time, just them two. They're very in love.
They are.
I love it.
I really am so happy. So should we touch on Grace and Ashley?
Go on then.
I thought that they were doing well, and also post argument he was ironing her dress.
That was very sweet.
They also looked like they were going to very different events. He was wearing a tux, she was wearing a summer picnic dress.
They've still got that chemistry, but it's obviously like a fire that can very easily turn bad.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where I think it was at the previous commitment ceremony, they were talking about her dressing up for him. And then he said, oh yeah, things like that really matter to me. Her wearing a dress
means a lot to me.
mean a lot to me, which you were suspicious whether that might have been cut weirdly, but that might be giving him too much credit.
I don't know if
he really said that.
I don't know if I did think, I don't know, because I don't want to give him too much credit anymore, because I just think they're both a nightmare.
Yeah, especially with her being upset with him saying they had an argument because she was being a dick.
Yeah.
And her being upset that he always portrays her in a certain way. And then they went to the dinner party and he immediately told it from his point of view to everyone. And it's like, come on.
And I'm pretty sure they said they weren't going to.
Yeah. But
they're just on different pages.
It's so frustrating because they're on different pages, but also the exact same page, because they both keep saying the exact same thing. They both go away to the camera and say, I can't do anything right. I'm always in the wrong. It's always my fault.
They're both they're such victims, both of them, all the time.
Yeah.
And they need to let go of that narrative.
And they both have a kind of like habit of like rolling their eyes as they speak, which would put the other, like I noticed that they both do that with other people as well, but they probably get each other's backs up.
Oh God.
And I mean, I don't think ultimately it's gonna last, is it? But
no.
Good luck.
Best of luck to you, but no, I don't think they're gonna make it to the end. If they make it to final vows, I'll be surprised.
Yeah. Husky and Hot Dog I think is completely compiled of hot dogs.
Just hot dogs.
Yeah.
Only hot dogs. I can't believe even just like everyone is saying, yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to stimulate your mind in that way. You're basically just saying he's stupid. It's a bit brutal.
It is. Poor old hot dog. It's painful seeing her be like, I just want to talk at all, basically. Oh, I don't know.
I hope I am slightly thinking he's just a bit nervous.
I think that because she's very confident, I'm always alarmed by people that just say that they're extroverts, although you would probably say that.
Maybe not anymore, but I would have done.
But then that, I guess that's why I love you, but I'm always just like, what do you mean you're an extrovert?
Yeah. What?
That's crazy. And she's a big one.
Yeah.
For sure. She loves it.
But even introverts, it's not even that, because I know that I can get introverts. I can get into them and then make them little extroverts at home. You. Whereas he is not even opening up at home.
He doesn't seem especially introverted, does he?
Interesting.
They had that I don't know what she thought she saw so much on the wedding day that she now doesn't see. But I could have done without the new couples. Obviously,
me too, especially Leisha and Reese.
I don't
even want to talk about them. I can't be bothered.
Telly.
Abby and Thingy, they're happy. Just let them go.
They're having a lovely time. Yeah,
release
send
them
off
from this experiment.
Yeah, off you pop.
And these two, Leo and Thingy, just not. Where's it going to go? It was pointless.
Oh well, I'm very excited to see what the experts say to Julia-Ruth, which will probably already have happened by the time this comes out.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But it's going to be juicy, I think.
Juicy Lucy.
So yeah, sign up to the Patreon if you want to hear us talk about celebrity traitors.
Yep.
We're doing an episode a week on that. And you can listen to all the other episodes we have on there talking about all other TV shows and films and books occasionally.
Yep.
And we'll be back in a few days to talk about the next week of MAFS.
Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know how you're finding it. You can find us on Instagram at watchingtellypod. You can find us on TikTok, but we're not very active on the DMs there because we have to avoid some of the comments because they get a bit brutal.
Scary.
Or you can email us at daisygrantproductions@gmail.com. Lovely.
Love you.
Love you, darling.
Bye.